we've talked about this like every week that I've done a show. Uh, tell you what, its box office run is coming to a close, guys, and it's not looking good. I have to admit, I thought it was going to do better than it's doing. Not much better, but I thought it would do better. So this coming from comicbookmovie.com. It said this weekend, Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17 opened to 53.3 million worldwide, a so-so result for that comedy starring Robert Pattinson. It's not in the best of starts for theaters this year, as Captain America has similarly underperformed over the past few weeks. Having grossed just 9.2 million during its third week overseas, the MCU movie's momentum is slowing down. However, it has nearly reached 200 million at the international box office, with 194.2 million in total. Combine it with its North America total of 176.6 million, it has now reached 370.6 million. Analysts are now predicting a final worldwide gross between 405 million and 440 million. Regardless where it lands, Falcon and the Winter Soldier follow-up will ultimately rank among Marvel's lowest earning titles. Oof. The Marvels is studio's biggest flop still, having only made 206 million in total. Brave New World, however, looks to end up somewhere between Eternals, which is 402, and Shang-Chi, which is 432, and the first Thor at 449. Two of those were released during the pandemic, and Thor was one of the earliest movies back in 2011. All right. This is an interesting topic because I still don't think Brave New World is a trash movie. I'm not saying it's a good movie. I don't think it's one of the worst Marvel movies. I don't. I think it's a salvageable film. It's a movie that you can go watch and you can throw on in the background. You can absolutely, if you sit there and you really watch, you can tell the cuts where they had to add a person in, or it was a reshoot or something like that. Absolutely. But I really thought that this movie had a chance after the first couple weekends. I really thought this movie had a shot. I should say after the first weekend, I thought this movie had a shot at making 500. I did, but it doesn't look like it's going to hit 500. It's now looking like it'll probably hit. My guess is probably going to be about 420, 430. That's probably where it's going to hit, around there. You have to wonder, will this bad juju, will this bad momentum push into Thunderbolts in May? Because let's face it, yeah, Daredevil's out right now. And Daredevil was exciting. The first two episodes were good, but it has to carry over for 6 more episodes. And if those 6 episodes deliver, great. That's exciting. That's fun. But not everybody, not the entire audience, watches Daredevil. So when you sit there and think about it, the main general audience listens to what's going on with the films, listens to what's going on with the grand scheme of things with the MCU. Not so much the TV shows, but the films, the movies, and the larger impact of those things, I should say. So when Thunderbolts is about to come out, are people going to sit there and say, well, Captain America wasn't all that good, or, Captain America didn't do well? Is Thunderbolts going to do, like, should we even bother? Like, Marvel's been on a downswing. Sure, Deadpool and Wolverine did good, but that had Deadpool. But before that, we had the Marvels. Before that, we had, what was before that? I don't even remember. That's the thing. Like, what, can you even remember what was before Deadpool? A lot of people can't. So you're going to sit there and say, all right, the last 2 movies, one was Deadpool, but it was Deadpool. And then Captain Marvel. Then Thunderbolts comes out. If that doesn't do well, that's not going to be good for Marvel. And that's the struggle they have right now. I don't know, guys. I think Marvel's in trouble. And I don't think people realize it. And I don't even know if Kevin Feige realizes it yet. Their next 2 movies have to be home runs. They absolutely have to be home runs. I mean, let's just say, for instance, let's say Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four make less than 500 million each. Okay. The pressure that gets put on the upcoming Avengers movie is astronomical. Now, people will go watch it because it'll have the Avengers name on it. 100% they'll go watch it because it just says Avengers on it. Will it break a billion? Maybe. But people will go watch it. The difference between this upcoming Avengers movie and what we got with Infinity War and Endgame, hell, even with what we got with the first Avengers film, is there was a buildup. There was reason to get excited. There's no reason to be excited about this upcoming Avengers movie. None. Zero. We have no idea who the team's going to be. We have nobody building to an Avengers initiative. We have no threat that's looming. There's no talk of Infinity Stones. There's no talk of really anything coming to make us think like all of our heroes can come together and save the world. Because who are the heroes? Nobody knows. Doctor Strange is off somewhere. We don't know where he is. Spider-Man, nobody knows who Spider-Man is. We got Captain America, who is kind of the hero right now. Nobody really knows about. And that's the problem. Like, you don't have an established core of characters that are exciting to push an Avengers movie. And that's the danger of this upcoming film. So that's what's interesting here. These next two movies have to do well, I think, to really push this Avengers movie that's coming next year higher. If these next two films kind of falter a little bit, I don't think that bodes well for the Avengers movie next year. But it's crazy that Captain America is not going to make $500 million. It's crazy that it's not even going to probably make $450 million. And that's the medium, guys. The medium is around $450 million. That's the current medium for superhero films. So if that movie can't even make $450 million, what does that mean for Thunderbolts, which has basically a cast of side characters in it? That's what they are. They're all B-list characters running a movie, or villains. It's really interesting to see what's going to happen there. Really interesting. But I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen with Thunderbolts? Do you think it's going to hurt Fantastic Four? This, and what's going to happen with Thunderbolts? Could it hurt Fantastic Four? And do you think what's going on with this and these next two movies, is that going to affect Avengers next year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.